It is the nicest day in New York. It actually is starting to feel like summer, so I thought I would take a little midday trip out of the apartment and take you guys to some galleries with me in the East Village. There are actually a few shows that are closing this weekend that I really didn't want to miss, so let's check them out. The first stop is Marinaro Gallery, and honestly, Marinaro is on such a roll. They had one of my favorite booths at Frieze with paintings by Ridley Howard, and this exhibit is also incredible. These are works by Anthony Iacono, and the show is titled Beware of Pickpockets. And these works are, honestly, they kind of look like paintings at first, but they're actually either collages made from cutouts of painted papers or watercolors. And they feature queer bodies in a variety of scenarios and poses. These works also carry sort of the drama of a film where the person has no idea that they're being watched, but they're captured in this moment with this dramatic and vibrant color palette. To carry on with that theme of drama, the exhibit continues in this very ominous way. You're sort of led down to the lowest level in the gallery via a string of red lights. Definitely almost tripped on the stairs. Once you're down there, each painting is just dramatically lit. Like, I honestly could not be more in love with how this exhibit is set up. You kind of feel like you're in a movie and these works are stolen or you're being hidden away like treasure. I don't know. It's just, I've never seen an exhibit set up quite like this, and I wasn't expecting it. And I just think it was very creatively done. Next, we're heading over to Salon 94's Friedman Alley location, which is tucked away in, you guessed it, Friedman Alley. And this is the first gallery to host Natalie Frank's exhibit, Cross-Dressing for the Battlefield. And the other actually takes place at Lyles King Gallery, which we'll head to after. It's right down the street. But this exhibit explores female resistance, transgression, and desire through the lens of feminist portraiture. And honestly, I have been wanting to make it to this exhibit for so long, so I'm glad that I didn't miss it because it definitely met all expectations. And Gloria Steinem is actually quoted as saying, "In giving us back the women heroines and images and lives that were once the heart and soul of the oldest stories, Natalie Frank is giving back the right to honor and tell our own stories." I mean, how crazy is that Natalie Frank got a freaking quote from Gloria Steinem about her exhibit. So that's when you know it's going to be a good exhibit. But in this, she also draws inspiration for her female characters from fairy tales and literature and art history. And I'm very familiar with Natalie's paintings. I've been a fan of them for quite some time, but this is actually my very first time seeing her sculptures, and I'm not sure which I love more. I have never seen ceramics painted like this. The female portraits that Natalie's portraying, they're very Baroque, very Rococo. And Salon 94 says that Frank's sitters are embodiments of Baroque embellishment, with each lavish attribute pointing to the construction of female identity and the disruption of conventional gender norms. And yeah, it's so powerful. I love that so much. Now we're at Lyles King Gallery, and this is the second part of Natalie Frank's exhibit. I am obsessed with the layout of this part of the exhibit, with the ceramics in the center and then her character sort of surrounding them. She's painted, it looks like directly on the wall. I think there's actually some sort of adhesive so that they could apply it for installation, but the way that this painted figure and then the framing of the heads, it's just, yeah, it's so stunning. I've never seen anything like it. I know I keep saying that, but honestly, these gallery exhibits have been incredible. So the body of these portraits are clearly painted on the wall, but the actual head of the portraits are created from paper pulp, creating this just gorgeous texture that's really complementing what's going on with the paint down here. with the setup of this room, it's really clear that Frank was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, Judy Chicago's Dinner Party, and Joan of Arc. Everyone is very much sitting around this sort of table that's constructed with the ceramics in the middle. So I'd love to know, honestly, which were your favorites, the portraits or the ceramic sculptures? Because honestly, I can't say this enough. I've never seen glazed sculptures quite like this. I mean, they're just like her paintings. They're just stunning. Now we're heading over to Downs and Ross. I wanted to film the entrance because this gallery is so hard to find, and I always forget to film how you actually get into it. It looks like you're walking into a restaurant, but you're not. You're walking into this hallway, and then you take an elevator up to the second floor, and then voila, you are in the gallery space. This is Ivy Haldeman's exhibit titled Twice, and the exhibit features a continuation of her hot dog series where she creates these sort of Disney-like androgynous characters. Personally, I love her suit paintings. They also play on this sort of juxtaposition of masculinity and femininity, and I just find them so playful but also powerful. It is seriously the nicest day outside. Like, we have not had a day like this all spring at all. So now we're in Jack Hanley to see a group show that is cheekily titled Best in Show, because obviously group show, best of the best, but also because the exhibit revolves around how dogs are represented in contemporary art. And the exhibit shows off some of my favorite artists from Jack Hanley's roster, including Emma Coleman, Nikki Maloof, Elizabeth Jagger. I love too, you kind of know the summer is upon us when you start to see group exhibits happening, because pretty soon galleries will only be open Monday through Thursday from 12 to 4. Everyone just kind of starts to shut down a little bit over the summer and things get a little slower. But it's also a good time to discover potentially some new artists. That's one great thing about group shows, is you can find new artists that maybe you weren't familiar with. This is a great piece by Elizabeth Jagger. I love the size and the color scheme of this work by Emma Coleman. I think she's just brilliant. This is another one of my favorites. This is a work by Nikki Maloof. You can always tell a Nikki Maloof work just by her style, her subject matter, the way she just paints. She just has such a strong sense of self. This is going to be the last stop of the day. This is Eva Presenhuber Gallery, and this is Alex Hubbard's exhibit. And at first glance, these kind of look like your standard abstract paintings, but if you look closer, he's actually used a lot of different materials and methods to get his works to look like this. He's mixed things like resin, latex, fiberglass, UV printing, and then he paints oil paint on top of them. And I love that, like, as you look closer, you can see the layers of objects. It's almost like a treasure hunt to kind of find what's hidden inside. I love a good gallery basement, just the gift that keeps on giving. It's always fun too when you see that it's dark. You know it's either going to be video installation, which actually is what I thought at Marinara Gallery, so maybe I'll be surprised. But oh, nope, I was right, video installation. Yeah, basements are great for that. As always, let me know which show that you liked. Personally, I think the Natalie Frank show is my favorite, even though I really loved how the curators got super creative with a bunch of the setups this time around. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in my next video.